Hello all, we are going to talk about how to do a test on PantherNet. You can give your kids a quiz, you can give them a unit test if you need to, and I want to walk you step by step and how to make that happen. You can do it in one of two ways. You can go through the assignment center, you can go through the class tab, and you can pick your individual class and go through the assignment tab, and it's over here in the assessment corner. If you go through the assignment center, you can click it here, assessment. We give it a name. We're going to say this is my introduction to poetry test. We're going to give it maximum points, and you can divide them equally by question, assigned per question. So later you would go through and assign them. I'm just going to divide it equally. We're going to give them an hour to do this, and they're going to get one attempt. You may want to change that. And then you can have the questions appear all at once, listed all together when they open the test, or it can be one at a time, whatever is your preference. You can randomize them, or you can have them appear in the order that you have put them. You can allow them to save for later if they want to skip it and come back. And then let's let them do that just because. And then you choose an assignment type. We can call it a test. We can call it a quiz. I'm going to call it a quiz. And then I'm going to put quiz as my abbreviation. We have already done my maximum points. And then here, like I've mentioned several times before in various things that we've done, you have to choose where this goes. And I am choosing language arts. This is the date assigned. You can change it. I can have it not appear until Monday, which would be, let's see, the 16th. That's when it's scheduled. And then here is going to be when it is due. You have to have it done by Friday, okay? So we save and we add our questions. So here you've got your information in the blue box. It's letting you know once they start it, they're starting it for 60 minutes and they have one chance at it. And you can change that in the settings. That's what it's letting you know. So we have an introduction. So we're going to talk, this is a, let's see, discussing the various poetry. Okay. Discussing the various forms of poetry. That's my introduction. I'm just making this up as I go along. Okay, so now to add these various question types, we are going to click questions and we drag these over. This is just like when we do our bulletin board, just like when we do our topics. We pull this. If you want to have an essay question, here's our essay. You can add media to it, some audio, some embedded video or a photo. And then you can change all these different things up here. If you want to change the font or how it looks, we can say, discuss why you think poetry is an important form of writing. Use a hamburger paragraph, at least 8 sentences. So that way they have their question, their essay question, and they also know what is expected of them. So if they were to write one sentence, I would not count the same amount of points as if they were to do the actual hamburger paragraph with 8 sentences. Because that way they know they have to do an intro sentence, 3 reasons, 3 elaborations, and a concluding sentence. So they've already discussed that with me. They know how that works. So once you're done with that, we're going to scroll down. It's saying if you want to limit the amount of characters, I don't care to do that. And the plain or HTML, I mean, plain is what you need. So the next thing is if you want to add a fill in the blank, and you can obviously add multiple. Oop, that's going to put that up the top. Why is it having a seizure? There we go. Okay. So now we have a fill in the blank section, and I could have put it ahead of it if I wanted to. Same thing here. You can add media. Fill in the blank. I can say a sonnet is made up of blank number of lines. And I'm just making these up. Forgive the questions. We're just so I'm going to put the answer here. The acceptable answer is 14, or if they were to write it out, 14. And that's separated by a comma, so it knows that they know like what is expected either way, if they were to do the number or that, either one is fine. So we are going to add a multiple choice question down here. I'm trying. There we go. Multiple choice, and it's put it above my fill in the blank. You can, if you see, you can drag it down. In theory, you can drag it down. There we go. Okay. Multiple choice. What form of poetry? Let's see. What form of poetry? And this is not my actual test. What form of poetry has 14 lines of Okay, what form of poetry has 14 lines of rhymed iambic pentameter? So we're going to put haiku. We are going to put sonnet. We are going to say villanelle. And then you can add answers as long as you want. And then I'm going to go over here and choose the correct answer. The correct answer is sonnet. And that way that will be in there. And just like before, you can add media if you need to. And then you can do a true false question. William Shakespeare wrote several wrote a number of sonnets to a mysterious dark lady. Okay. And then we would put true. Okay, so you can keep adding these over and pulling them and then have as many as you want. And then results, you would allow your students to view the results page, yes or no. You can only show it to them after they've had one attempt. You can show the questions on the result page. Basically go through and choose what you want. And then when you're done, you just go back to the assignments, and here's our poetry quiz, and it's going to be right there. If you need to edit it, it's right there. If you need to throw it away because it's not what you wanted, it's going to be right there. And when you pull up your classes and go to language arts and go to your assignments, it's going to show up under this quiz. And so there it is. And you can go in and look at what it looks like. It shows me the students. It'll show their results. And I can make a bulk grade if I want. But that is how that works. So let me know if you have any questions about that, and I will be happy to walk you through the process. Thanks.